I can't. This game. Alright, so now the two ships are going to the oil fields. Let me just stop this ship. I just want the ship number 1 to be ahead of ship number 2. Just to make things easy for myself. I chose this location because I thought it was close to 3 oil fields. Now it's close to 2 oil fields instead of 3. There's also 2 oil fields there. And an oil refinery there. If we want to use it. But now it's kind of far away from everything else. Alright, well, there you go. There you go. Ship number 1, ship number 2. Yeah, so if these businesses don't get anything transported for a while, or if they don't get any inputs for a while, so if you don't actually transport stuff to them for a while, after a while they just disappear because they go out of business. And that's annoying when that happens. But it does happen sometimes. And new businesses appear over time as well. So as you play the game, sometimes a new industry will just appear on the map. I mean, I guess it keeps you on your toes. If you play on higher difficulties, they can disappear even when you're transporting goods with them. So it's possible for an industry to just go out of business in the middle of it making a huge profit for you, which is kind of annoying. So on higher difficulties, basically the game is just more annoying. It's not necessarily more challenging. I guess there's more micromanagement. Wait, what? Oh no, full load, dude. Full load. Let me just skip you back. No, go back. That really messed me up. That thing going out of business really messed me up. Alright, what are we up to? 9% full. I guess it doesn't take that long. Man, that really messed me up. Ship number 1. 25,000 out of 350,000 liters of oil. 30,000. Okay, we're just gonna slowly sit here and watch this thing go. Or alternatively, I can do the other side, I suppose. Oil tank. Let me just put this on this side. Let me just put this somewhere else. Go to there. And then go to here. Full load, unload. And go. And then I'm gonna clone ship. And go. Alright. So we're gonna do let's do both of them at the same time. You just have to make sure that there's whenever one of these ships starts moving, we have to clone it. So the plan is to have the oil move to there onto the trains, and then the trains take the oil to the oil refinery. And then I haven't actually put goods trains on the oil refinery. Maybe I should. Alright, let's go. Alright, the oil, good, the iron ore train is going, that's good. My vehicle. And goods van. And we're just gonna take the oil. No, don't do that. I'm gonna take the oil from there, and where should I take it? Where should I guess here. Alright, oil from, or goods from the oil refinery to that town. And we're gonna keep an eye on this train to make sure it gets to the steel mill. in time, which it looks like it's gonna do. Alright, that's no problem. Alright, that's done, and then it starts going back. Don't need that window anymore. I'm just looking at these windows, right? There's so many windows open. What is this? I love this game. This game is amazing. Like the emergent complexity is so interesting. And like when you watch me play it, it might seem super easy because I'm just building this stuff because I already know how to build it. Like if you're playing for the first time and you're designing these things and you've never designed any of them before, it's super interesting because it's such a challenge. All right, so the iron ore gets to its destination fine. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. We're losing money on some of the trains because we're a little ambitious, but that's fine. Yeah, like if you're playing this game for the first time and you're designing your train network for the first time, it's super interesting. I just want to make sure that we're not literally continuously losing money on some of this. This, for example, no, it just made a profit recently. So this, for example, okay, it's going to a station, so it's not gonna lose money for a second year in a row. Okay, these trains are losing money. I understand why they are losing money. Alright, good. So this is gonna go to there, and it's gonna make money. Alright, so they're not really losing money 2 years in a row. I mean, like the most basic train line is like you have 2 stations and you have 1 train track in between, and you have 1 train going from 1 station to the next, and it turns around. So like you start off with the most basic stuff, and then if you're ambitious and imaginative, then you're just gonna make your train networks more and more complicated the longer you play. And I guess this is pretty close to the pinnacle. It's not quite the pinnacle. I mean, I guess for a map this size, this is kind of close. But the like using kind of trunk lines and then having stations branch off from the trunk lines, this is pretty close to optimal. The way we're playing. I mean, there's probably a lot of details that we can probably make a little bit better here and there. This game is so cool, so interesting. I mean, you can make it as complex as you like, I guess. Look at this, super interesting. It's too bad we can't like see the whole thing at once. The screen is not that big. I'm also playing on a smaller resolution because if I play it on 1600 by 900, then the words are really small, and I'm kind of worried that you might not see the words on YouTube. So I'm playing on 1280 by 720, and so we can't have as much of the map laid out. I guess we can have the whole map laid out like this, but you can't see any of the trains when you zoom out like this. Well, you kind of can. You can kind of see little things moving around, right? Let's keep things zoomed out and just see all these little trains crawling around. If I can move some of this stuff out of the way. You can kind of see little trains moving around down there. But I can barely see anything because you're like looking at little pixels. They're not even individual pixels. I think this is anti-aliased. So you're looking at like half pixels down there. And this is only the default map size, right? So this is 256 blocks by 256 blocks. It goes up to 4048 on a 407 or 496. It goes up to 4096 by 4096. Is it 496? I think it is. So it's 8 times as long each side you can get up to. Although, I've tried playing the huge maps, but after a while you kind of get bored with it because everything is so big. I mean, like if you play on a huge map, like the distance, the entire map might be the distance between 2 towns in the huge map. And so you would you'd spend hours and hours laying down all these huge long tracks going across the entire world. And then it's just everything's just way too big. It's like super interesting, but also it gets out of hand after a while. And imagine you have like what is it? If it's 8 one way, wait, no, 2. It's not 8. It's 16, isn't it? Is it 204? Is it 2048 or is it 4096? It's not 8 times. It's 16 times. If it's 4000. But 16 times 16 so it's 16 one way, but it's 16 times 16 because it's a square. So you just have a mind-boggling amount of stuff out there, and you end up with, if you try to fill the whole map, you have like thousands of trains, thousands of planes. I can actually show you one of these games that I've been playing, and I haven't really gotten that far, but it's the other save game. Which reminds me, I should probably save this game now in case something terrible happens. Let me just save. Oh, there is auto-save, I suppose. Let me just save it here. I'm just gonna take it easy. We are 9 years before the end of the game. And I do intend to end the playthrough at 2050. Oh, wait, clone this ship, Alright, clone this ship, go. I do plan to end this game when we get to 2050. So it's only a 30-year game. The whole game, as I said, is 100 years. And it takes about 40 hours to play the 100-year game. So it can be as big as you want. It can be a ridiculous size, if that's how you want to play it. Alright, so we want to make sure that there's always a ship at each of the oil fields. So you can see, so this one is filled with oil. Well, you can't see it in my face. Oh, this one, there it is. This one's filled with oil, and this one is empty. Oh, wait, no, clone the other one. Clone that one. Alright, so the other oil field has also filled its first tanker. So now things start to get interesting, because now we start to get the oil being delivered to here, and then we'll start seeing these trains transport the oil to the refinery. I'm just wondering if I should stop with the trains. It seems like I'm copying out, doesn't it? Why would you stop with the trains? Just build more trains. What's wrong with building more trains? We have filled the map. I mean, we haven't connected every single industry, but we are kind of filling the map. And I am not sure if I should press any further with putting more and more stuff. Alright. So here we don't earn money because we don't actually deliver the goods to an industry. But you see the oil being unloaded. Transfer $11,000. So it counts that as a profit. But then, does it take it out from this train? Or does it not? Maybe it doesn't take it out from this train. So it counts the transfer money, but we haven't actually made money yet. So it's given the ships a cut of the profit already, which is kind of weird. Because we haven't made money yet. but it's counted on the ship already. Anyway, it's going to solve itself soon enough, because now the train, this one here, is going to travel to the oil refinery. Which, if we look at the oil refinery, it's there. I should probably clone the goods train at this point. Let me just have 2 goods trains, why not? Traffic jam. Oh no! Oh no! Traffic jam. See, this is why I was thinking maybe I should cut down on the trains, or like not expand very much more, because we are starting to see traffic jams on our train network. Not huge ones, but you know, when your tracks reach capacity, you can actually just jam it all up with trains, and then nothing moves anymore. It is actually possible for that to happen, and we don't really want that to happen. Oh, it's here already. That was fast. All right, so here's the oil tanker, or the oil train, delivering the oil to the oil refinery, and then we're gonna watch the numbers. That gives us $112,000, and then the train goes back, and so now the goods train is 79% full, which with these boats, when the next one gets there, we'll get our first goods delivery. So this is done. So this is confirmed to work. But we'll watch it for a little longer. We might not need 3 ships actually, now that I think about it. It doesn't look like we need 3 ships. We actually don't need 3 ships. I don't know if I should keep 3 ships there, because the oil refinery or the oil rig can increase production. Having 3 ships is a waste of money, but we don't waste that much money, so I don't really know if I care too much. Transfer credits. Do I care? Not really. Alright, so I'm pretty confident that's gonna work. What else should we do? I mean, we can connect some of the remaining cities or remaining towns into the train network, or we can start building airports. We can start building airports, or even buses to connect the smaller cities. Buses aren't that cool. Like, they're not that good. There's not that much profit to be made from the smaller cities, is the issue. So I'm not really sure if I can be bothered to connect up the smaller cities. I don't know. Like this, it's tiny little towns. I mean, you can grow them over time. If you provide services to them, they'll grow over time. But that takes a long time too. I'm not sure. I guess what I'll do is this is a city. I should probably connect this properly. The smaller towns, I might actually just this is awkward because there's a coal mine here.